Hey, hello, you're welcome to Further Together, enriching relationships, creating a better future. You're welcome, your friends, Kudzie and Priscilla, right here.
Thank you so much for joining us on yet another episode on Further Together. How are you all doing? We are wonderful. We are awesome. God has been so, so good to us.
I'm
And
getting old. Yay! Another year, another challenge, another year, another blessing.
yeah,
Uh, New goals for the new year.
it's a new year. And to those that are not aware, you celebrated your birthday
Yeah,
yesterday.
it was my birthday
How
yesterday.
does it feel to be a year older?
Now I'm feeling young, yeah,
Really?
for some reasons I feel more younger. But this throughout the week I've been from the past week, yeah, throughout this week, I've been just celebrating, and I was just looking, flashing back in my life, and I was just saying I'm so grateful to God for the things that He have done for me, where I have been and where I am right now. I see the grace of God, and coupled with the messages that people were sending to me, friends that were also reminding me of where I have been and where I am now. I can just see the grace of God. It's all by His grace. So I'm pretty happy. I haven't reached where I want to be, but I'm so grateful for where I am right now.
You've got quite a lot to be thankful to
Yes,
God
yes,
for.
yes.
And, I'm so grateful for your life as well. I was just giving thanks to the Lord for the good man that you've been. And, that we always continue to pray that you will always be, for being a good dad, a good mentor.
To the glory of God.
A lot of people can testify that
To the
you are
glory
a
of
man
God.
of God. And we want to thank you for being who you are.
To
Just
the
keep
glory
up
of
with the
God.
good work.
Yeah, so if you are joining us for the first time, we want to say welcome, and we hope that you stay with us and you become one of our family members. We are here on Facebook, on Instagram, and on YouTube as Further Together. So you can like, follow, subscribe. If you are coming back as a regular, we want to appreciate you for being there, with us throughout the 4 seasons. Yes, sometimes it can be cold, it can be hot, and rain comes and all this stuff. But you have been with us, and we want to appreciate you. And it is through knowing that in life and relationships there are seasons that once in a while we go through. Hence, we have brought this topic. We are discussing today the topic of
The
the art of receiving, where we are going to discuss more in depth, or we're going to come with the part 2 of the art of receiving, which we were discussing last week. And if you can share with friends and family, we would appreciate as well. We would appreciate sharing with friends and family.
Yes, guys, we are getting straight into it. Last week we touched on, this art of receiving, and this week we are going a little bit further, and we are just going to round it off this evening. We did share on some of the reasons why, as people, we might find it difficult to receive, areas of upbringing. Sometimes it could be pride. If you have not watched this, you can just kindly go back and watch the replay. And tonight we're just going straight into the art of receiving, series 2 or part 2.
Part 2, yes. I want to say this thing that growing up, I know a lot of people have heard of this. I mean, of this philosophy that expensive is not used. Expensive is not used. And many times when we receive expensive gifts, when you buy expensive things, we do not use them. I don't know what sort of an art we use in that. We always think that when we buy something expensive is for us to keep or to collect. And so much such that if you get into a store and you're buying say chocolates, there's a box of chocolates that when you look at it, you want to buy it as a gift. And there's also a box of chocolate, loose chocolates and those cheap chocolates. That's what most people would want to buy to eat. So if you hold the two and you are going to the till, the person at the till is likely to ask you, "Oh, so who are you buying this for?" Because in our day-to-day lives, we have been told that expensive is not used. Expensive is to be given out.
Yeah.
Expensive is to be stored and all this stuff. And in the day-to-day relationships, we then struggle when we pass those boundaries where somebody had been given something that they deem expensive, and they receive it to keep it, and you meet them and you ask them, oh, you haven't been wearing that dress or you haven't been wearing that bracelet. To them it's very special that they do not want to use it. So it's a mentality. All this shows us that the way we receive is shaped by our mindset, by our upbringing, and the community that is around us.
Yeah. And now here are a few statements. Good evening if you're joining us.
Elder Gabriel, how are you? It's good to see you, sir.
And your beautiful wife, good to see you.
Thank you.
Do let us know if you're joining us, if you want us to give you a shout out. So here are a few statements that can actually show that you have not yet mastered the art of receiving. And we share this statement so that you can just keep yourself in check. Each time you receive something, be it a gift, be it a compliment, be it an act of kindness, whatever you are going to receive going forward, if you find yourself saying these kind of statements, it may just mean that you have not mastered the art of receiving, or you may need to do a bit of more work, in order to...
you're still struggling with gifts. You're still struggling with receiving. When somebody gives you something or a service, and you say, why did you trouble yourself? You have been given or you are offered something, then you say, oh, why did you trouble yourself? That statement is not a statement of receiving. It shows that you are not ready for it. You are seeing yourself as, you know what, I don't deserve this. In as much as it sounds
like you're being humble,
at the back of it, it shows that you have not mastered the art of receiving. You are not grateful for the service or for the gift that you are being given.
And sometimes we say that, you know what, I'm grateful, but I'm just feeling like you didn't have to go those miles. You didn't have to trouble yourself.
Feeling inadequate.
But that statement in itself does not reflect that you have the art of receiving. So next time somebody does something or gives you a compliment, or they go all out and do something for you, don't say, why did you trouble yourself?
Use the magic word.
Thank you is just enough. Know, if you, and sometimes it happens with people that go all out for other people. When you now go all out for them, they are like, oh, why you didn't have to? Why did you trouble yourself? Tell yourself that I'm worth somebody going an extra mile. I'm worth, my husband losing his sleep in order to fulfill certain things. So that statement in itself, shows an inability. And sometimes people would say, oh, you didn't have to, you didn't have to buy me this. You didn't have to. Again, it shows an inability to receive.
It so happened that there's one man whom I look up to so much, and he opened his doors to us. We had a chat with him. To a certain extent, we had a series of meetings, so kind of inconvenienced him in his program. Then a few days later, I bought a gift to appreciate him. One, he's somebody whom we look up to. He's not our mentor, but we look up to him so much, and we've been following him. So we brought him a gift, and we went to give him the gift, and he said, oh, you don't have to. You don't have to. And I'm saying, I have to. I know the reason. You may not have a good enough reason, but I know the reason why I'm doing that, so I have to.
Absolutely. And another thing as well, sometimes, people, by not wanting to be perceived as arrogant, sometimes somebody's telling you, oh, Priscilla, you've done amazing.
You did
very well. Or sometimes people are saying that, wow, we've never seen anybody do this, the way you've done it. And by not wanting to feel horrible, you might find yourself saying,
to feel arrogant,
yeah.
puffed up.
You might say, oh no, that was horrible. Oh no, that was nothing.
I didn't do very
well.
Oh
no, and then you're downplaying yourself. There's no need to. If you're receiving, if somebody says, good job, Kudzi, that was good job. You did amazing. Thank you.
Accept the compliment.
Is just enough. Accept
the
it.
compliment.
Don't say I did horrible. And one of the statements as well, which will be the last one that we'll mention tonight, is again, when you're being complimented for the great work that you've done, don't make mention of other people who have done it better than you.
Yes.
Like, oh no, there are other people who did it better than me. But I am complimenting you. Yes. I am giving you the praise.
I'm appreciating it. It could be a gift that you're saying, you know what, you have been a good speaker. To be fair, they could be other people who are doing better
than you,
than me in speaking. But when you come to me and say, oh, you spoke to my life, those people, they may have been speaking and the way they are speaking is not connecting with me.
Yeah.
So I'm coming to you directly because you connect more better with me. You might have used the language that connects with me. It could be street lingo. It could be lingo. It could be accent that connects with me. So I'm appreciating you for who you are.
So accept it. That's what we're saying. So these statements can show an inability to receive. And now we're going to share what to do to show that you have the art of receiving. Be it you've been given a compliment, you've been given a gift. What do you do? And the first thing that we are saying is that for you to receive this art of receiving, you've got to accept that you're enough. Accept that you're good enough.
Yes.
Accept, actually love yourself. Have that self-love. If I love myself and I know that I am worth somebody going miles for me. I am worth receiving gifts. I'm worth receiving compliments. Then I will accept it because I feel I'm enough to receive whatever that's coming my way.
That's true. However, this is one of the most difficult things to do. I sometimes host events as a master of ceremonies. And to be fair, there are moments where when I'm speaking, I feel like I didn't say the right adjective. I didn't say the right noun. Instead of saying he, I said she. Instead of saying, there are errors that you do, and quickly you pick them up straight away. And sometimes, if you are not careful, if care is not taken, you spend the whole day chasing the 60 seconds that you lost already. So you must spend the whole day on stage trying to correct the mistake that you have done, which probably many people might not have heard. So how do you conquer that? Know that you are enough. What you have done is enough. The courage for me to just stand on the stage and say, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, even though I'm saying it in my Zimbabwean African accent, but the fact that I'm there and I've been invited to be the man, I should love myself and accept that I'm the one for now. When people say thank you, I should accept that I've given all I could. I've done all I can. So self-love, I am worth loving. I am worth complimenting. So by the time I come down from the platform, from the podium, and people are saying thank you, well done, or you did well, I accept the gift of appreciation because I feel I am worth the compliment. I am enough. If my children are coming, like on my birthday, they came with a gift, I accept it because I'm worth to be their father, to be given the gift.
Now the thing is, sometimes we might feel that by not wanting to be proud, you are like, I want to be humble, but humility doesn't mean that you self-despise. You self-love even when you're humble. You know that I'm worth loving. The Bible says I am fearfully and wonderfully made. So if somebody's giving me a compliment, I know I'm worth receiving that compliment. Why? Because God took his time to create me. God took his time to fashion every organ of my being. So having that self-love, knowing that I'm worth loving, I'm worth somebody going miles, I'm worth, you know, being complimented is one key.
Yes.
You know, to be a step towards, you know, having
the art
of receiving.
Yes.
And the second thing is, do not refuse it.
Do not reject.
Don't reject.
Yes. This normally happens when a gift is given to you. Sometimes it's coming from the position of power, and they are giving you something, and they are saying, they might not mention much, but they are giving you something, and you look at it, you know, you just want to be humble, say, oh, no, thank you. No, thank you. The thank you which you are saying, you are not so, no, thank you, not for any other reasons, but you are just downplaying yourself. You are feeling inadequate. You are, and to yourself, you think it's being humble, but to those who look at it, they feel like they are being rejected. Because remember, when we are giving, we are showing, or we are parting with who we are, and we want to connect with who you are. So it's myself parting to connect with you. So the moment you reject, the moment you refuse, you are not just refusing my gift, but you are refusing me. Because to me, it's like a point of contact. It makes me sometimes feel happy when I give you something and you accept it. When somebody makes a meal for you and they're giving you, and you eat the meal and you show that you're enjoying the meal, they become happy. They become happy. And the moment you reject it, they feel rejected. It becomes more personal, because most of these gifts that people are giving it, if it is appreciation, if it is just a tangible gift or acts of service, they are coming from the position of love. So let's look at it that way. And when you are rejecting it, you are rejecting their love, you are rejecting them.
And you know what? That takes us to our third point, which is that you should not discount it or reduce its value.
Wow.
And this one, you know, I did this quite a lot.
This is one thing I have seen not only in Priscilla, but in many people, that you are dressed, and people, they come and they say, oh, you're looking beautiful. Oh, your dress looks nice. You start to hear stories like, oh, it's not even expensive. I bought it.
I bought it on sale.
I bought it on sale. I bought it from a second-hand shop, from a charity shop. Oh, I didn't even buy it. I was given by my sister.
Somebody gave it to me.
Or it goes like, this is an old dress. I bought it cheap 7 years ago. No, nobody is asking about the history of the dress. All I'm saying is, this dress looks good on you. It's beautiful and looks good on you. And there is no reason, there is no point for you to discount it, to reduce the value, to try to go all the way so that you look nice. Sometimes it's a compliment, and people are giving you a compliment, and you want to discount and say, you know what, of course, I just said it. I only prepared my speech last night. I'm not, you know, I'm not the one who even wrote this speech. I was helped by my wife. Nobody is asking you, where did you get the notes? Nobody is asking you, when did you write it? Nobody is asking you, who inspired you? They are only saying, we have been moved by your speech. So accept without discounting, accept without reducing the value, accept without reducing the aura of what is being appreciated.
And this as well, sometimes it might not be like your clothes that you discount. Sometimes it could be, you know, your body shape. You know, sometimes somebody comes to you and say, oh my God, Priscilla, I like your shape. And sometimes I would answer by, oh, I want to lose, sis, you know, thank you, but I want to lose weight.
At least sometimes you don't
But
even say,
sometimes
this
don't
is
even
not the
say,
body that I
yeah,
want.
you know, you'd be like, this is not, I don't like
I'm
this, I don't like
struggling.
that. And then you're going on to mention stuff that you're not happy with. You know, you're disvaluing, you're discounting the compliment that you've just received. You know, and I think Pastor Peter was sharing on a different note the other time that if you've been given a platform to minister, be it at church, and they didn't give you enough time, they probably told you, you know, we want you to come and share that very morning. There's no point of, you know, going into I was only called this morning to come and share this because
I'm not given enough time.
I was not given enough time. You are now you know, you're reducing the value of what you're going to give to people of the platform, because you are trying to explain that should in case people don't feel like this was, you know, a worth enough sermon, I've already given excuses. So you don't need that. You don't need to reduce the value. If somebody compliments your body, you know, thank you, is just enough.
And that goes on to husbands and wives, that there are moments where somebody will dress a certain type of dressing on a certain day. Probably it's a combination of the shirt and the trousers. So, you know, you haven't been wearing this hairstyle, you know, for a while. Then you're wearing that hairstyle and this type of a dress. Then I look at you and say, oh my God, babe, you look so beautiful. Then say, you start to discount it. Oh, baby, you know, this is not you. I'm not talking about newness.
The newness I'm talking about.
I'm just, it could be the combination. Maybe it's because of the smile, the way you're carrying yourself that day. So don't discount, don't refuse, don't reduce the value. Oh, it's, you know, this dress. Oh yeah, I'm saying, I didn't say I don't know the dress. I know it. I'm only saying you are looking beautiful. You are looking gorgeous.
I think sometimes as well, I've done this, you know, I've reduced the value, you know, in just thinking that, well, it's my husband. What is he supposed to say? You know, when you see me looking good and you say, babe, you're looking good, or babe, I like this about you. And I cease to see it as
a compliment,
as tangible, as valuable. And then sometimes when you go out and then, you know, somebody's giving you the same compliment, that's when I'll be like, oh, this is what my husband was saying. But because it was you, I'm like, well, familiarity is my husband. He's meant to give me compliments.
Yeah.
So, and somehow you kind of feel like, well, even if it's not that good, you will still say, even if I'm not looking that wow, you will still say, I'm looking good.
Yeah.
So by that, you're also reducing the value, because you're looking at the person that's, you know, telling you that compliment. But what we are saying tonight is, do not discount it. Don't reduce its value. If you're given a compliment, if you're given an act of kindness,
whatever you're given, the act of receiving is for you to receive. And one of the greatest words that we hardly use, I know when we were kids, we've been taught several times that you are given something, we are reminded to say the magic word, thank you. That word is good enough.
Yeah.
Do not put many explanations on it. Thank you is good enough.
Yeah.
Especially if you can do it with an attitude. Look at them and smile. Thank you. I really appreciate. That's enough.
That is kind of you.
Yes, that's enough. Thank you is good enough.
Yeah.
Let's not get into the habit of looking down upon ourselves. Downplaying ourselves, reducing ourselves, seeing ourselves not as worthy. And that also goes on in areas of being corrected. Sometimes you can be corrected. Do not refuse the correction. Accept it, and accept it wholeheartedly. There's a statement which says it is better to be corrected
by your friends
than
your enemy.
Than,
you
know, It's by enemies, it's not being corrected, but sometimes they will be scolding, they'll be yeah, than to be mocked by enemies, because when enemies are speaking, they point at it and they say it on a very, very wrong note.
And guys, we know that, as we are going on throughout the week, we are going to receive compliments, we're going to receive gifts, we're going to receive, attention. Let's sure that we are ready to receive whatever that is coming our way, the good stuff that is coming our way. Let's make sure that we are ready to receive. If your spouse, if your children are going to give you, 5 minutes of their time, receive it with all love, with all joy. Be joyful about it, knowing that they are giving their time to you.
Yeah.
Why are you laughing?
I'm happy. I'm just smiling. Say, how do you receive the kiss when your spouse comes and you are sitting down, you're watching football, and they come and they just give you a kiss? How do you receive it? It could be a pat on the cheek. How do you receive it? How do you receive it when they are just coming to embrace you, to say, I love you? How do we receive those things? Is it that we see ourselves not worth? Is it worth it? Is it that we reduce it? What are you kissing me for? What have I done?
Yeah.
It's not sometimes about what you have done, but I'm doing it because of who you are. You are somebody whom I love. What more shall we say apart from saying thank you so much for giving us your precious possession, which is your time permitting, God willing. We will meet again next week, same time, same channel. For me and my beautiful wife, we are signing out till we meet again. God bless you.
God bless you.
Love you so much.
Love you all.
Love you. God bless you.